Always remember, safety first, boys and girls. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at stripping the paint off this metal inlet manifold. I wanted to do this on a budget, so I used products that I had at home and also with the aid of some paint stripper that I bought. So I purchased this Fusion Fabrications inlet, and basically what it is it does have this kind of, if you can hear it, it's got like a sort of a rough finish to it, and I don't like the idea of having this in the engine bay because I just think it's going to attract dirt, it's going to be harder to clean, it just doesn't look as good. So these are the various bits that I'm going to be using during my process, and we're going to start off with basically like this kind of Scotch pad, and the idea is I'm going to scuff all of this up so then that the stripper that I've purchased, which you can see here, just got this from a local DIY store, no idea if it's any good, but you know, it says it works on metals, and so when I use a brush to apply this all over it, I'm going to leave it for how long it states, and hopefully by creating all the little scratches it will just aid in the process. The problem is a lot of these paint strippers now, as of recent years, they've removed the key ingredient, the strong ingredient, which meant it really bubbled up, so a lot of paint strippers aren't as good as they used to be. While using this, I've got some protective goggles and some gloves because I know it could well be, you know, quite strong toxic stuff. And once I've left it, you know, and hopefully it does eat into the paintwork, I've got just a scraper that I've got, and also some coarse sandpaper, so I can obviously just rough it off, and then I'll keep repeating the process. So without further ado, I'll set up the camera, I'll record the process, and let's see what finish I get. It's pretty much, I'd say, all scuffed up now. Right, ready to put the stripper on. It says you've got to shake it well, and then it says apply it liberally and leave for about 10 minutes or so, at which point it says to reapply it and then leave for up to about 40 minutes. So let's have a go. Always remember, safety first, boys and girls. Doesn't smell too bad, it smells a bit like nail varnish remover. Just take you in for a closer look. It's been about 10 minutes and it doesn't look like anything has actually happened. It all just looks sort of sticky and gloopy. But then I am wondering, can you see this? It looks like it's white, but what I'm wondering is that the metal underneath? Is that the actual paint stripper working there? Can you see it? Look at that there, look at that drip. I think that could well be, fingers crossed, the silvery kind of white substance. I thought that was like a chemical reaction, but I'm actually wondering if that is actually the paint stripper working. So it has been 10 minutes. It says to reapply and scrub it in thickly, so let's do that. So it doesn't evaporate too much, the liquid, what I'm actually going to do is try and cover some of it up with some cling film. I know it's not going to be the best of jobs, but let's do a timer now for about 35 minutes and I'll see where it is. Right, so I've brought it outside, I've took the cling film off and it seems to be dry, but I definitely can see this looks like the metal underneath. But basically, instead of trying to scrub it off, I'm going to try and jet wash it off, just to I've seen this is something that you can look to do to try and really get in there and use the water pressure to clean it off. So let's try it. Right, I think you can clearly see it's not quite working. Right, basically what I'm thinking is while this is still wet and it's not drying too much, I'm going to now soak in white spirits and I'm going to see if this won't help. this stuff, mixture of this paint thinner and white spirits. I've got the door open, but geez, I should have probably worn a bloody mask. But I didn't, because I'm stupid. When you use it like this, it's like rawity rather than letting it dry. It does turn it into like a paste. I've nearly run out of my paint stripper. I'm just going to do a little tiny bit by hand now on a brush and just try and just get in to some of these harder to reach areas. And then basically I am just going to wipe over the whole thing with a bit of white spirits on my rag that I've got there, which is completely knackered now. That'll just go straight in the bin. But yeah, just going to use this toothbrush, quite a handy thing, just use an old toothbrush and just start getting it into all these little areas. Just anything to help remove as much as possible before it goes to the body shop, so they have to do as little prep, which obviously is better for them and it saves costs for me as well. And here are the final results, and I've got to say I am actually really pleased with how this has turned out. Now, it is of no means perfect, but to get it to this point did take hours and hours. So if you've stumbled across this video trying to look for some advice on how to strip your inlet manifold or strip any metal parts that are painted, then hopefully this video has been of some help for you. Really appreciate any new subscribers to the channel, and if you've liked this video, click the like button, leave a comment below, and thanks all for watching. See you in the next video.